Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Top You here. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're actually going to react to worst IRL streamer destroyed his life on live, guys. If you like this kind of content, hit a like on this video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's get right into it, guys.
This IRL streamer destroyed his life live just days after being released from jail. And honestly, if you know anything about this guy, it shouldn't really surprise you that things escalated to this point and this quickly. Because I would go as far as say that this might be the worst IRL streamer I've ever seen. And that bar is set pretty high because unfortunately, I've covered more garbage IRL streamers than pretty much anyone else on YouTube. And the thing is, like, I've actually been trying to cover this guy for days now. But every time I think I have like a whole story together, he says or does something even crazier that I can't just not include. But regardless, it's safe to say he might have just outdone himself this time because apparently not only did he pull a firearm on someone during a live stream, but no, he actually pulled the trigger more than once.
Wow.
I walked up to him because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that out to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me. Started wailing on me even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
So I can only assume this absolute tragedy will stop him from making any more insane headlines for at least a day or two so we can get a video out on this. But honestly, you never really know. Regardless though, if you're lucky enough to not know who Chud the Builder is, real name Dalton Levi Etherly, good for you. But unfortunately, I guess I'll change that now because this guy is probably the most controversial and polarizing streamers online right now. And again,
I'm not gonna lie, you see these streamers that it actually have out there, these new streamers doing a lot of craziness, and that is crazy. I don't know what's going on with them, but like, once they actually have a fan base, for some reason, all of them actually acting like they actually gods or something like that. So I really don't understand what's going on with them. You know, that is actually crazy.
as I said previously, that bar is set pretty high because we've covered the worst, you know? So when I rank him worse than Johnny Smiley or even Vitaly, you know things are bad. And like many others we've covered here on this channel, he's been permanently banned on Kick, if that tells you anything about his character and content style. And since then, he's moved on to even more degenerate corners of the internet to live stream. And unfortunately, he feels like this like inevitable product of a cursed prank content creator and an IRL nuisance streamer that we often cover here on this channel. Because the dude...
And that's the next thing. A lot of them want to do pranks on people. That is actually crazy. I don't understand why a lot of them want to do prank style content for some reason, and they do prank style content that actually not even funny, and most of the time it actually interrupts the public and just disrupt everything. They actually doing it for clicks and views, and that's just how the game is at the moment.
He is reportedly 28, probably had nothing going for him and thought, hey, why don't I just go viral by any means necessary? The dude wants attention, he's going to do anything to get it, which I guess includes allegedly baiting a fight to potentially take someone's life and claim self-defense. It doesn't get too much worse than that.
You following me to my truck now? We got 18 rounds for you. We ain't got nothing else. Don't follow me in my truck. I bet you won't follow me in my truck. Come on. Look at him. Look at these now. 931 Seville. They ain't. Look at these. Hey, thanks for the new truck you bought me.
Yeah, this is pathetic. This is just straight up harassing strangers, minding their own business for his own stream content. And I mean, here on this channel, since we first started covering pranksters and IRL streamers, we've been advocating for a very simple right, that if you go out in public, you will not be harassed and antagonized by some IRL streamer or prankster for their monetary gain. We don't want to be content for someone without giving consent. Because it's safe to say, this kind of creator pushes the filming in public laws pretty far. Because there's a massive difference with someone harassing someone repeatedly on camera for their own monetary gain and someone filming a video in public and, you know, you pass by in the background. There's a big difference there. So, I mean, if there's anything this channel is against, is people who harass strangers minding their own business in public for profit. But unfortunately, in 2026, I guess that's just too much to ask for, because awful platforms allow these people to thrive. Because, as I stated earlier, if you've seen any of the clips of him going viral online, it doesn't really feel like a shocker that he ended up shooting someone, and apparently himself, during a fight on a stream. And yes, you heard that right. Apparently this absolute genius grazed himself too, according to reports and audio that is said to be from his own stream immediately after the shots were fired.
Did I shoot myself, or
Well, you
did it graze it?
it penetrated, yeah.
But we'll get into that. I just want you guys to understand how disgusting this guy truly is. Because Chud the Builder is essentially a stage name for this strange fake cowboy character that he LARPs as online. Of course, it's probably way easier to go viral if you just act stupid and insane, so that's clearly what he does. And this is in addition to being just shockingly hateful, because at the core of his content is just aggressive racism and hatred used for shock value.
No more now. Get out of the road.
And then he pairs that with the apparent desire to pull various weapons on people who react to him and then claim self-defense.
Here. Back the
crazy.
up.
So essentially, the way he gets content is he's just racist and hateful to strangers on the street, and then when they react, he threatens to pepper spray them or pull out his firearm. So clearly, we're dealing with a great person here. Because if the mountains of footage of him yelling racial slurs at random people on the street wasn't enough to convince you of how terrible he is, then maybe
First thing first, when you actually realize that as a platform, and you get to realize it actually have a streamer doing stuff like that, because most of his stuff would actually go viral and stuff like that, especially if he is a big content, he or she is a big content creator, then the platform should take some kind of action, either suspend them or you ban them, etc, etc. But most of these platforms, just because these content creators, some of them actually have a big platform, what does happen is that they actually keep them. They actually leave them around to do this kind of craziness.
maybe the clips of him actually macing people who are merely verbally confronting him, that'll probably help.
He got Fendi glasses on. You ain't got. You got lens crafters on. Yes. This dude. That's why he's making money and you ain't. And he got the V-Lone on. What you wearing? Your work shirt? What does that say?
You're a
Atlum.
you ain't never gonna be nothing but a.
You guys do is
You
talk.
can't look me in the eyes because you might be the.
You on some or something? What
I
are you
already
on?
told you I'm on your mama's sweet.
Okay. You're, bro. Literally, all you do is talk about you.
I'm sorry.
Come back over here.
Okay. Let's not.
Come back over here.
Let's not fight. Let's not fight. I am.
Touch me again. Touch me again.
I don't want to get pepper sprayed. I really don't.
Go pick up my hat. You heard me.
Fuck your shit.
Touch me again. Touch me again. That's what I thought. Thank you.
Don't hit me with that.
I ain't gonna pray you. That wants to put his hands on me again. Go home with you. Let's go get his ass. Hail Hitler.
What? What?
Thanks for picking up my hat.
Yeah, great job. You also just maced everyone on the patio as well. So that's self-defense? Like, what? I feel like for every few months now, a new streamer appears out of nowhere and is just even worse than the last one. And I feel like I'm just sitting here like, how are we still stuck in this downward spiral? People will truly do anything for just a little bit of attention online, even if it absolutely destroys their life. But in the last week, he's been gaining so much traction with his antics that it kind of felt like someone being hurt was inevitable. Whether it was by, Chud and his self-defense strategies here, or someone, running up on him, which happened, but I just don't think people expected him to hit, I guess, two birds with one stone and shoot himself as well as someone else. Because what's so crazy about all of this is people started putting bounties on his head and warning him to not come to their cities.
I think that people should be able to say whatever they want without threat of violence.
You already got a bounty on your head right now, dude.
Oh, do
Chill
I?
out with the bullshit.
Do I?
Bounties?
Talk about the bounty.
Because the dude was being stream sniped and harassed. He was getting cornered at gas stations and having his cowboy hat stolen off his head by another streamer who's also equally a degenerate, pretty much. And that feud in itself is just kind of like a battle of who will do anything for views, because both of these guys apparently will do that. I don't even know if I want to open the can of worms of the dude who
Yeah, like, it come like before people used to do it on YouTube. YouTube started cracking down on it, crack it down heavy, right? And after that, because it actually would be bullying and harassment if you actually do it on YouTube. So most of those people doing it on streaming websites where it's actually a little more lenient. Even if it actually get a little extreme, they may suspend you a little bit, and after they suspend you, you actually get it just suspended for like a few days and stuff like that. Now YouTube, now you have a chance that they could get strike, or YouTube could just say and actually terminate your whole account one time without any warning. So that's why it's actually easier to stream and get on like that.
Stole his cowboy hat here on this channel right now. Maybe that's for a future video. But even though he says it became tough for him to stream IRL content due to people pressing him, I don't really know what he expected here. Like, his whole bit is baiting people into being mad at him. So why is he surprised when people get mad at him? Like, bro, that was your whole bit.
People treat me like I'm some shock streamer, like I'm that Trey kid that stole my hat. And you know, I was like totally about to just be like cool with him and be like, ah, you got me, all right, you want a hat? I'll go get you one that actually fits your baby ass head, bro. Let's go get one together on stream. It could be cool, and we could talk about whatever differences we have and whatever opinions that he thinks he disagrees with me on. And then he starts threatening to shoot me. He says, you touch your gun, I'll kill you. Now, why did it go to that? Sorry, whatever I did pissed off your black boyfriend. I didn't think it was that serious.
Like, you're supposed to be making fun of people for overreacting, but you want to have someone arrested for breaking your phone screen? Also, freedom of speech just means you can't be arrested for the things you say, which he's not being. He's being arrested for his incredibly stupid actions. But regardless, while he claimed that he was considering pressing charges against the guy who stole his hat and the dude who smashed his phone, that stuff got put onto the back burner only like a day or two later when he was arrested in Nashville for allegedly not paying a bill at a restaurant, acting disorderly, and resisting arrest. And naturally, the whole incident was live streamed to Chud's viewers. Ah yes, another video of him yelling slurs and acting like a complete moron because the restaurant didn't want him streaming inside of the restaurant. Are we really acting this pathetic? I guess so. But for a guy who loves yapping about people's rights and freedom, he sure does hate private businesses who are exercising their rights. Like, dude, this doesn't make sense. But regardless, he was released on Mother's Day and proceeded to moan on Twitter and on his stream about how unfair all of this was and how he could potentially sue everyone else involved.
I can't even, like, my whole family doesn't even with me, bro.
It's just so pathetic. Like, imagine your obsession is wanting to scream racial slurs at random people you don't even know on the street while live streaming it for everyone to see online. Like, dude, are you trying to make yourself permanently unemployable? But regardless, in the strangest foreshadowing of what was to come, Chud also talked about how the cops sat him down and essentially told him what would happen if he kept acting up. They told him violence and someone getting hurt or worse.
So I'm talking to these Fed, and it basically got to the point where they were like conceding in a way, like, listen, like basically saying like, we got nothing on you, and after talking to you, we actually see, like, as humans want to just give you this piece of advice. They're like, you know where this is going, this only escalates, and I do know this.
And he literally admits to knowing that too in the clip, but was just saying he has faith in God that no one will get hurt.
I just have profound faith in the Lord that things might not go the worst way possible.
Dude, what? There is nothing honorable nor godly about what he is currently doing. But then, to make things even worse, you now have tweets that were recently tweeted where he's outlining his plan to eventually bait someone out to the point where I guess he can just fire at them and take their life, and it would be justified because it would be self-defense. Yeah, that's going to be used in a court of law against him. Apparently, that tweet was from a week ago. And just like he predicted, Chud is now making headlines for reportedly firing multiple shots into a man outside of a Tennessee courthouse. So according to this news article, he'd been scheduled to appear in court in Clarksville on Wednesday morning over a $3,300 debt allegedly owed to a credit company, according to Montgomery County court records. That civil case was filed in February on the behalf of Midland Credit Management. But the reason he was there is kind of irrelevant, because what is relevant to the story is what happened outside. Because I guess outside, an altercation started with a random man, and according to him, the guy punched him and he ended up using his firearm as self-defense, but also managing to hit himself with his own firearm. So apparently during a scuffle, he also grazed himself. And both men were transported to a hospital, and both are reported to be stable. So luckily, it sounds like the victim will survive. Not much info can really be released about him due to medical privacy laws, but now it just seems like it's a little bit of a waiting game until we hear from either the authorities or Chud himself or the victim. But Chud also has other court dates, so he's currently stacking court dates, just like Clavicular. So it'll be interesting to see how all of this goes, because it's safe to say that tweet of his and his past behavior is not going to help him whatsoever. But honestly, at the end of the day, anything can really happen in a courtroom. But I would absolutely not be surprised if we see charges filed against him for this incident. It's now the next day, and yes, he's now been charged with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, according to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. He also has been booked into the Montgomery County Jail. And right now, there's still a lot of stuff up in the air. But here's some footage from the scene at the courthouse.
Deputies say Dalton Etherly, better known on social media as Chud the Builder, was involved in a fight leading to gunfire. Both men were hospitalized. Deputies just arrested Etherly, charging him with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Tonight, he's being held in the Montgomery County Jail.
So in Tennessee, he's currently facing 60 years in prison for all of those charges combined.
Wow.
And there's also been a whole bunch of details that came out, because according
60 years you're actually looking at right now. Why? Playing stupid games. When you're playing stupid games, you actually win stupid prizes. A lot of people like to play stupid games. And I really don't know when these streamers, these stream pranksters that I have now, are even some of those pranksters, but those pranksters come into streaming, so now they are stream pranksters. And even as normal YouTube pranksters, a lot of them actually got unalived and stuff from people that did pranks on and stuff like that. And watch this one actually end up into a fight. And for a while now, if you watch his videos, just like how you're training there, it's been building up, and it's just about meeting the right one. That's just how it is, right? You feel me?
to a Facebook post by someone close to the family, Chud the Builder's victim has been identified as Joshua Love. Josh is apparently married with 2 kids, and according to a source, Love was shot in the shoulder and stomach and currently is in surgery. And another important detail is apparently the guy is a veteran. Both of them have GoFundMes and Give Send Goes. Chud has raised about $100,000, and the guy who was shot has raised about $30,000 currently. And what's not helping either of them is both of them have very extensive criminal records. So when it comes to this case, it's going to be really interesting because a lot of people are claiming that the guy who was shot doxed him multiple times and was actively trying to find Chud. But again, Chud made all those statements online essentially saying that this was going to happen. And we've seen footage of what happened in the aftermath, but we don't have any footage of what exactly went down. So it's safe to say, I mean, this will probably be one of the biggest cases of the year. And it was all for nothing. The dude threw away his life because it seems like he wanted to harass and pepper spray strangers on the street for his live stream content. The guy is no different than Johnny Somali. Or well, he's worse because he clearly has a willful disregard of human life, all in the name of just farming some social media content. This is, without a doubt, the bottom of the barrel when it comes to streaming. But now, he's made his bed, so I guess he just kind of has to sleep in it.
Since I recorded the last bit, Chud has had his arraignment, and now he got a $1.25 million bond, meaning...
What's that now? We have to pay $1.5 million after a courthouse shooting. We live streamer. What are you known for? Live streamer known for racist content, facing attempted murder charges, racist content. So even if you was to come outside, let's say, cannot upload on no social media sites, nothing, and now have to go outside at a feast to get a job, he's going to be in problem.
He at least has to come up with, what, 10 to 15% of that if he's even going to get out. So over $125,000 just to have some freedom.
You know, my favorite line from the is, you got freedom of speech. You just don't have the freedom of consequences from your speech.
I'm on set initial bond at $1.25 million.
To close eye.
See, as you can see, the more you around, the more you're going to find out.
I don't know if he's going to get bailed out before his court case. So, again, this is so unnecessary. Why did you make your life this difficult for yourself? Here's a quick news clip from the arraignment.
During Friday's hearing, the judge pointed to seriousness of these charges and public safety concerns, as well as Etherly's existing bond status in other cases, while setting that temporary bond amount.
This was just all so preventable. Why would you do that to other people and to yourself just for the sake of some content online? Clearly, it's not worth it.
So overall, this is just one massive tragedy that shouldn't have happened, but we'll definitely be covering the story moving forward. So subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Alright, people, so that actually was a video from atozy. Actually does cover some real good content, indeed. Hope you guys actually like that video, but that's actually pretty much crazy that actually had transpired. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and that is what actually had happened with that guy, right? So this prankster content that these men want to do may be profitable, in the sense that you may be getting a lot of viewers. I bet those viewers have to be a lot of kids, because it cannot be big adults actually sitting down and watching a man go around the place harassing people for fun. That's just crazy. I'm actually not seeing that being possible in any kind of ways, guys. Actually, I will actually keep the updates for this situation as well, guys. I will cover it, so you guys can actually subscribe to the channel. You guys can like this video as well. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this. For me, it's actually crazy. Check out this next video that's gonna pop up on your screen, guys. It's your boy Top You, and I'm out.